The walk to Yam's house was quiet. Neither of us knew what to say. In fact, there wasn't anything to say. It's not like we were dating or even friends for that matter. I have no reason to be upset and he has no need to feel guilty. Well, how was it? We've just entered his house. It was fine. Did my dad leave? Yes. He said to call once you get in. Okay, thanks. I follow Yams to his room. He's mumbling to himself now. A girlfriend? Seriously? Yams is more upset than I assume I'm supposed to be. Yams. Who is she anyway? Where did she even come from? Yams. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess she's cute, but Yams. He finally snapped his attention to me. Calm down. It's fine. Fine? Fine? Yes. Yams, it's fine. I won't deny I was a bit surprised. He's gone out of his way to get my attention. Exactly, I wasn't going to pursue anything with him anyway. Still, it's the principle, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna call home then head to bed. See you in the morning. Suki, wait, yeah. Are you okay? I'm fine. Like I told you before, I don't have time to waste on this stuff. I gave him a small smile and closed the room door behind me. After I called home, I got in the shower. My mind kept going back to the look on his face when he saw me watching them. Something wasn't right. Why wasn't I upset or even the least bit annoyed? It's the way that he looked at her. His smile was friendly, not flirty. Plus the kiss was on the cheek. My mind went back to the gym. During the game she cheered whenever he scored. She seemed proud and in awe of him at the same time. When I picture her face, she seems a few years younger than us. The more I thought about it, the more I understood the look on his face and why I wasn't upset. I smiled to myself as I lay in bed. I plugged my phone into the charger and closed my eyes. The next morning I got up and got my things together. I left out the room to find Yams. I could hear him downstairs talking. I followed his voice to the kitchen. Hey, I'm going to head home now. Wait, I'll walk you out. We stopped at the door. Are you okay? I can cancel with the guys if you want to hang out. I'm good. Have fun at the art gallery. Once I got home, I showered and changed. After breakfast I took out my essay for literature class. I read over everything that I had written so far. It was a good essay. Then I started to think about the points he gave during class. It sort of pissed me off that what I wrote was good. Yet wrong. I considered rewriting it, but I didn't want to give him the satisfaction of knowing he had gotten me to see things from his point of view. So instead, I reread the text. I used his points to tweak my writing. This way both of us were right, but it was still from my original point of view. When I was done I turned on my music and laid in my bed. How could he have possibly been there since the first day of school? I thought back to every face, every voice, every student that I had heard and seen in these past 3 weeks, but nothing. He just wasn't there. Why am I even thinking about him when I'm supposed to be focusing on the competition? I got up to put my study materials away and grabbed my sheet music. I went down the hall and sat at the piano. I tried to focus only on the competition and the requirements they gave us. It was no use. Frustrated with myself, I stopped playing, getting up from the piano and walking around the room. After pacing for a few minutes, I decided to play something else. Sitting back at the piano I placed my fingers along the keys. The melody they played had been the same one trapped in my head since I first met him. This wasn't the first time a melody had got stuck in my head. However, it was the first time a melody was attached to a person. Usually it's from a song I haven't heard in a while or a jingle from a commercial. I played for about 10 minutes. Then I got up and walked to my room to grab the notebook where I write my original compositions. Once I add this to my notebook it will be my 5th original piece. At first I wasn't sure if I even wanted to write it down, but I know if I don't at least put it on paper, it'll stay stuck in my head and drive me crazy. I replaced my competition piece with a piece of blank sheet music. Pressing record on my phone, I played through the melody 2 more times. I took a pencil that I keep tucked behind the sheet music holder and began to notate the melody as I listened to it play back over my phone. The melody was about 5 minutes long. It took me double that to notate it. I read back over the sheet music making sure it was correct. Then I played through it a couple more times. Just as I was finishing up I heard a knock on the door. I knew Yams was with his art friends, so it couldn't be him. I opened the door to find him standing there fiddling with the handle of the bag in his hands. He didn't greet me with his signature smirk. Instead, he looked worried. Hey, to what do I owe the nuisance? Can I talk to you? I haven't been able to stop you yet. I turned and walked back into the house. Right. What's in the bag? Food. Good. I'm starving. I took the bag from his hands and put it on the kitchen counter. You're being unusually quiet. I glanced back at him. He seems to have relaxed a little bit. You don't seem mad. I'm not. Good. She's not my girlfriend. I know. You do? I could hear him move closer to me. She's your sister, right? Yes, her name is Natsu. I nodded my head. He was standing right next to me now. My hands tingled as I arranged food on plates for us. Who told you? No one. He looked at me suspiciously. I sighed. I just figured it out. Okay. Okay. His smirk had finally returned. For some reason seeing it relaxed me. So, you stayed at the game? Yes. I placed the plates of food on the table. He followed me over and we sat. Did you cheer for me? No. Haha. I figured. Did you at least enjoy the game? I shrugged. Your school spirit is overwhelming. I know. I can barely contain myself. You have a nice smile. I looked down at my plate. I hadn't realized I was smiling. You don't have to hide. I'm not hiding. He looked down at my fingers and nodded. What song is that? I raised an eyebrow at him. You always move your fingers like you're playing a song. Is it the same one from the music room? No. I flexed my fingers and rested them on the table. Then what song is it? Doesn't matter. Why did you let me in? I have no clue. Because you knocked. You know what I'm asking. Would you have preferred to stay outside? No. But you seem determined to keep me at a distance. If that's the case, then doesn't letting me in defeat the purpose? Yes, it does. What's your favorite color? Don't have one. Food? Nope. Movie? Nope. See? You won't tell me anything about yourself. Look. I let you in because I wanted to and you brought food. I told you I was hungry. Not everything has to have some deep meaning behind it. True, but no buts. Do you really not like me? I don't even know you. Tsukishima. The seriousness of his tone and face surprised me. If you really don't like me or want me around, I'll leave you alone. All you have to do is tell me. Why are you so serious all of a sudden? Because I need to know if I'm wasting both of our time. I got up from the table and gathered our dishes. He stayed quiet, watching me. Hinata. Shoyo. I turned to face him. I want you to call me Shoyo. He stood and walked to me. Well, am I leaving you alone or not? My heart raced in my chest as his eyes peered into mine.